Welcome to this week's Weekly Energy Boost. Mordechay and I are here to share with you about the energy of the week. According to the Zohar portion, we're in the week of Lech Lecha, and to me that's one of the most practical lessons. You know, it's really like a great place to start with if this is your first weekly energy boost.
And another name that is hard to pronounce, Lech Lecha.
Right, often also called Lech Lecha sometimes, but it's Lech Lecha in the original Hebrew. We're going to hear from Chagai, who is on location. He's going to share with us about the day of elevation of a sage named, well, I guess you could say nicknamed the Esh Kodesh, which means holy flame, holy fire. And I'm going to clarify a question that we've gotten from one of our viewers about the energy of the week. So since this is Lech Lecha, I thought you might have something to share with us that will help us understand the energy. I mean, the story is a famous one, the simple story, but the energy of the week, I don't think is, not one person on the planet could say, I don't need that. So.
Thank you. So really it is a very special energy. Lech Lecha, it's a week which the literal translation of Lech Lecha means go for yourself. So Abraham, in this portion of the week, Abraham the patriarch is asked to let go of everything that he has known so far in one moment, to leave his country where he was born, his homeland, and to go to a place that the Creator will show him where to go. And just to imagine this, that one time you hear the voice of the Creator, like in the movie Evan Almighty, that you're not sure that it's actually...
Morgan Freeman comes over to you and tells you,
you're not sure it's actually God. And, you know, I'm not sure I'm supposed to build an ark, like in the movie. Here it's like, God is telling you, okay, son or daughter, I want you to let go completely of everything you have known so far. Your workplace, how you were brought up, different ways, different customs. I want you to let go of everything, and I want you to move to another country and start fresh. Almost like the witness protection program that they are moved immediately. And like, where, what happened? And the idea is really to be able, and where are we going? I'll show you. This is like the level, this is the gift of the letting go.
That's the gift of this week.
Yes, that we can receive this week. Now, why is it so important to let go? Because Kabbalistically, it's a spiritual rule or concept that the more you are attached to something, the further it will go away from you. And it can be in any area of your life. If you want that certain job, if you want to even connect more to a greater health, the paradox is, if you really want to connect to a greater energy, let go of it. Now, letting go doesn't mean to give up. Letting go means that I keep on desiring that which I want, and at the same time, I'm not attached to how I want it, to when I want it.
What the outcome is.
Yes. And that's the main gift of this week. And one of the things we can do is perhaps even making a list of the things, an honest list. We don't have to show it to anyone. To make an honest list of really what are the things that I'm really attached to. And I can tell you from the bottom of my heart, as a Taurus, I'm so attached to so many things.
You don't have to tell everyone.
On how I like it, how I like my comfort zone, how I like my desk, how I like my food, how I like so many things. Also energetical experiences. And the paradox is, if you want it to be long-lasting, enriched with energy, like the song, I think there's a song. If you love someone, right, let them go.
Set them free.
Set them free, right? Set them free is, right, it's the same thing. Set them free is letting go, yeah. Setting free is letting go. Now, it doesn't mean you give up on someone, you give up on someone that you love. No, you still desire to be with them and to connect with them. Are you able to say to the light of the Creator, if this is for me, whatever that is, the job, the comfort zone, the whatever that is. I'm willing, if this is for me, make it in the best way. If not, take it away. But not take it away like, take it away, but no, bring it back. So really being able to do it. A higher level than that, this is more for the advanced audience. A higher level than that is to be able to receive this gift from Abraham this week, that the Creator told him, go outside of your land and I will make you this, and your name will be great, and there'll be a great nation for you. Keep like promises. And the Kabbalists say that the test was that Abraham should do whatever this letting go means, regardless of whether you promised or not. So a higher level of letting go is to do it without seeing the future, oh, it's going to be great.
Like without the expectation.
Yes.
I'm going to let go because I know in the end I'm going to get what I want.
Yes. Yeah, I know it's going to be great, so I can see, I can envision it. That, oh, I'm going to have this and that if I only let it go. This is what I have learned in the Kabbalah Center. When you let go, regardless of the results or what you're getting, that's a higher level. That's the bonus for those who wants to practice the next level.
Easier said than done, right?
Yes, but this week is the gift from Abraham and from the energy of the week.
Okay. I think we should warn everyone watching that when the energy of the week gives us the opportunity to connect to something, let's say in this case like letting go, usually the universe will conspire to challenge us to let go. Right. So I remember when I was studying Kabbalah in the beginning, I used to listen to this kind of class about the energy of the week, and I would always listen to it on Friday. And I would kick myself listening to it on Friday because had I known what the energy of the week was, I would have been better equipped to handle the tests that were in my path that week.
Which means if you listen to this on Friday, don't beat yourself up. It's already Friday, but next week.
Right, watch it earlier next week.
We can do better.
No, but really that being prepared, right? You check your GPS and you see that there's traffic along the way, so you know to leave earlier. That's really what we're trying to create, is the opportunity to know, not to say, oh, this week is about letting go, so I'm just going to let go. The universe will find a way to give it to you in such a presentation that it will really help you to stretch that part of yourself, to grow that letting go muscle, right?
Even in the Zohar this week, there's an article about, a very famous article about soulmates.
You gave away my segment, men. Okay, continue.
No, it's
no,
okay.
no. Please continue. No. Please continue.
That's it.
To be continued. Okay, Chagai wants to share with us this Tuesday night is the death anniversary of probably one of the more recent Kabbalah influencers in the history of the wisdom of Kabbalah. He lived in the last century, which again is unusual. We normally read from the writings of sages from 300, 400, 500 years on. The Zohar is 2,000 years old. So to have writings that were written, let's say 60, 70 years ago is a real unique opportunity. And we want to hear from Chagai about the Esh Kodesh.
Thank you, Elisheva. This week, Monday night, Tuesday, is the death anniversary, the Hilulah, of a modern-day Kabbalist known as the Esh Kodesh, Rabbi Koloman Shapira. The unique about the Esh Kodesh, and the Esh Kodesh is the name of the book or it is writing I'm holding in my hand, which you're going to read in a minute, is that the Esh Kodesh lived during one of the most darkest time in history, the Second World War, the Holocaust. He lived in Warsaw with his students, and where he gave lots of classes and teaching from the Zohar, from the Ari, about the energy of the week, about the energy of the holidays. And as we all know, that was a very difficult time in history. And on 1942, in the summer of 1942, he was taken out from Poland, from Warsaw, to the death camp known Treblinka. Before he left, he buried his writing in a jar in the yard of his house. Those writing was found by coincidence by a worker, construction worker, who came to build a house in that place. And he saw the jar and he saw the writing and he was honest to give them to the authorities. And as they went through the writing, they gave those writing to his students who recognized his teaching and the writing that he wrote during that time. There are so many beautiful teaching from that. And when you read from his books, he also referred to the dark time in which they are. And I would like to read and teach from his writing that we all can connect to. And he said like that, "V'inyan mesirut nefesh ba'emunah," the dedication of the soul in believing in the Creator, היא שגם בעת אסתר יאמין בו יתברך שהכל ממנו יתברך לטובה. Even in the time of concealment, and it's amazing to read that, knowing what type of the concealment he went through, him and his student. יאמין בו יתברך שהכל ממנו יתברך, that you will believe that everything is from the Creator, and everything is for good, and everything is with justice. וכל האיסורים הם מלאים אהבת השם, and all those pain that we are going through are full of love of the Creator. It's amazing to hear that text. And it continue in this page that I'm reading from. And it's true that pain, as we are going through, it comes once every few hundred years. From anyway, he said here, how can we even pretend that we can understand the action of the Creator, even if we don't understand how really the tree grows? If we don't understand how the tree grows, how can we understand bigger thing than that? And he said here that everything that comes from the Creator is there to support us. Everything that comes from the Creator is good. Now pause for a second and really think about the challenges that we have and the challenges that he had, him and his student. And during this week, during this powerful opportunity for us to connect to it, we can connect to a greater appreciation to life that we have now, but even more to connect to a very high level of certainty in a time of great difficulties. To really understand, as he's teaching us, that even in time of great difficulties, it's all for the good, it's all with a reason, and it's all with the love of the light for us. So I have a great opportunity to connect, as I said, Monday night, Tuesday. Back to you, Elisheva. Thank you.
Awesome. I think that that's a very valuable, again, this is one of those weeks that all of the energy is really for everybody and anybody who is on a spiritual journey. And that's why I wanted to talk about soulmates, because, one of the things that we talk about every week in this series is how to connect to the energy of the week. What's the opportunity? And we often base a lot of that on the Zohar. Now, one of the viewers wrote asking us, can I connect to that energy anytime I use that Zohar, anytime I read from that Zohar, or is it only in the week that you talk about it? And I realized that most people don't realize that there is more than one way to use the Zohar to connect to energy. There is, of course, the way that we present it week after week, that this week, the portion that correlates with this week, informs us of the energy of the week and often gives us action items, right? For example, the letting go this week, or the previous week, looking at what's maybe not perfect in us, but realizing that that's really where the most light, the most transformation can be accomplished. This particular portion of Lech Lecha is famous at the Kabbalah Center for being the portion that you connect with if you're looking for your soulmate. And the reason for that is exactly the explanation that we heard, right? That when you let go and get out of yourself and are willing to be a different person, that's one of the great ingredients that allows you to attract the best person for you in this lifetime. And the title Lech Lecha, it can also mean, how did you say before?
Go out for yourself.
Go out for yourself. It can also be translated as get out of yourself. get outside of your bubble, your comfort zone, your small sphere, and be outside of that program. So this is this particular portion you could use any week of the year to connect to that energy of soulmates. A few months ago, we shared about the weekly energy of Pinchas. That's the portion that you connect with anytime you want the energy of healing, and that's why we have the small versions of that Zohar. We call it the pocket Zohar because you want that energy of healing and protection with you in your pocket, literally.
You don't need to wait once a year
to connect to
for
that
the
energy
of healing to show up.
Exactly. And so we have a chart, a guide at the center that has which portion correlates to the energy of the week according to the dates. And the back page of it tells you what portion has what energy. So
that's the Zohar scanning chart.
Right, and you can click the link here and be taken directly to the scanning chart for this year. You'll see there the energy of soulmates, raising spiritual children, healing, dreams, legal situations, conflicts in relationships. What am I
You
missing?
name it.
You name it, right? That's one of the unique gifts that the Zohar gives us, is that support to do the work that we need to do and to go through the spiritual journey in the best way possible. So it's definitely recommended to use the Zohar according to the weekly portion, but each one of us has our own desires, aspirations, lacks that we want to be fulfilled, not from a reactive place, of course, but from a place of growth and expansion. And that's another way that you can use the Zohar as part of that spiritual work. When we say connect to the Zohar, we mean anything from, making an eye connection, scanning it much the way you would a magazine article looking for your name in writing. You can also read from it if you can understand the Aramaic, or if you can't understand the Aramaic, you can read and study from the English portion. The way that our Zohars are written is paragraph by paragraph, Aramaic, English, Aramaic, English. So there's many different ways to connect with it, and that's one of the things that we as teachers at the Kabbalah Center love to help with. So if you need that assistance in using the Zohar, you're welcome to reach out to us. You can leave us a comment in the comment section below, or email us at energyboost@kabbalah.com.
I remember I used to read that section of Lech Lecha for the soulmate every single day in the time that we were dating.
Because you were still looking for your soulmate?
I just wanted to make sure I'm on the right path.
Good save.
Yes.
So thank you for joining us. We are, as always, honored to be able to do this and to share with you, and we really do rely on your feedback. So don't forget to let us know what works for you and what you'd like to learn more of. On behalf of us and Chagai, thank you for joining us, and we look forward to hearing from you. Have a great week.